Excuse me. Hello, everyone. This is Danny, your host of the Mirrorsphere Origins. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I made a video, and I'm sorry for all my fans out there and who's been wondering where I'm at. Like a week ago, I had a hernia surgery in my stomach. So the last week or two, I've been kind of bleh. Other than that, I just been trying to get the means to get a new computer. As I told you, if you don't see my last video, I talked about all the problems my computer actually ended up having. So I talked to my wife about it. We decided, since it was just probably not worth saving, what we're going to do is we're going to just axe it, and we're just going to sell the parts that we have that work. My brother said he actually wants to buy all the parts that work off of it, since he's the one who built it in the first place. And I paid him to build a computer, Now, what's happening is we're actually looking to get a Meta PC. And though we just sold our old house, it literally is done now, finally. It was like 3 weeks ago, finally signed the papers, so it's done. We don't have to take care of it anymore. Because of that, we're a little behind. We're trying to finish catching up with everything. So this probably won't be till July until I can actually get me a new computer. So that's what we're waiting on. I'm just waiting on pretty much the funds to be able to buy a new computer. Once I buy a new computer, I'm up and running, baby. My mics, all my stuff, everything in this office is set up pretty much now. As you can see, my mic's right here. Just everything's set up, waiting to go. I kind of moved some stuff around in my office again. And when I do have my computer set up fully, I will actually gotta fix my thing back there again. The kids knocked it over. My orc poster. But thank you guys. That was just a quick little summary of what's been happening with me and my channel. And I haven't been able to write my second book because my computer's been down. I have been just stuck home, helping my kids. I've been writing a little side stuff on notebooks. I've been playing a lot of D&D with my family. I've been writing up some stuff with them and really getting into that. Just trying to get more with my family and stuff. So you know how it is. Everybody knows how it is. And but yeah. So the video today is really about the Xbox showcase, and then they had the PC showcase, PC game expo thing. And most of the games I saw in there I didn't care about on the PC. I didn't really watch a full Xbox. I only watched Bethesda's Starfield, which, holy crap. If that game's everything they're promising us, it's going to be freaking amazing. And that'll be definitely a game I play on the channel. That is going to be one of the biggest games I want to really delve into the channel. I love sci-fi, I love fantasy, and I wrote a book about fantasy with a little bit of sci-fi. The next book's got a lot more sci-fi in it. And as you guys see my pictures of my my spaceship and the new pictures of Arthas, they're getting a thing. But yeah, so what is happening is not what's happening. I'm just giving my thoughts on what I saw. What I saw today was freaking amazing. I think the combat looks good. It looks like, almost like a Mass Effect kind of shooter. The build your character, how it looks like you can build your character up with challenges and stuff like that, looks pretty cool. I'd have to look more into it. The shipbuilding looks freaking amazing. Oh, I can't wait to delve into that because I love imagining different ships and how I can create it. So that'll be pretty cool. And they said fleet. They did use the word fleet. You can capture ships and put them into your fleet. So I'm wondering if you can build up and hire people to man other ships that are part of your fleet. Maybe you can become like a warlord or a pirate lord or something in the game. That'll be kind of interesting. So there's always that possibility. That would be really cool. Other than that, I'm hoping this game is everything they're promising. I like Skyrim. I've loved Skyrim for years. Problem is that Skyrim's old now. And don't get me wrong, it was a great game when it came out. I freaking played the shit out of Skyrim. But I would love to see what they have next. And I know they had a lot of issues recently, especially with their latest Fallout game. which I never played. I didn't like what they were doing with it and the transactions and all that stuff, so I stayed away from it. Other thing what I was waiting for the PC, I watched a place called Wolf's Den, I think his name is. I have to remember his YouTube name. But I like watching his stuff because he does a lot of Baulder Gate 3, which I do own. I already pre-ordered it. I played it a bunch of times. I played it all the way through the first chapter. I get about a couple hours in and I pretty much stop. Because I'm waiting for like kind of full release because I don't really want to get too far into the game. As a character, I just don't know if I want to build, because I would love to see them some more information on it. Baulder Gate D&D is one of my favorite franchises because I've read almost every Drizzt book, every single Drizzt book. I've read all of them until the next one, and I'm waiting for the next one to come out. And I love the world, and I've gone back and I started reading all the different books up until the Drizzt series. And there's so many of them. There's so many. Oh my gosh. And then I start getting the Pathfinder right now. I just played it in the Start Edition with my daughter. Pathfinder game. And she loved it. She's 8. So she's a little young usually. So I kind of helped her out a little bit. Gave her hints, gave her stuff as she learns to play. And she's liking it. She really enjoys this kind of stuff, which is good because my stepson was going for this. We started a D&D campaign and then he had to leave for the summer. And so we never got to finish it. So we're gonna have to. I want to write up some more stuff for us. He wants to do Strahd. He wants to do the Strahd campaign, and I think it'd be cool to do with him and his friends. I want to get I think it'd be cool if I was talking to him about him inviting some of his friends, and I'll be the game master for him and his friends, and help him write up some stories and stuff that they can do together. And yeah, but D&D world, I know a lot about it. I know a lot about the lore. I know a lot about Waterdeep, Neverwinter, all kinds of the cities. I usually am up there, so I don't know so much about Baldur's Gate. I've never played Baldur's Gate 1 or 2. So I'm going into Baldur's Gate 3 completely. I know about the world, so I kind of know, different areas. I haven't played the D&D campaigns in those areas. So I don't really know that kind of history. And I don't think I've read really much of any of the books that have to deal with Baulder Gate directly. Most of it's like the world around it. A lot of it's in Waterdeep. Some of it, I know the first original books were on the 2 completely different islands. They were on, I can't think of them right this second, but they were the islands west of the main continent, and yeah, it was pretty good, the books. I've been really enjoying. I love the lore, and so Baldur's Gate 3 is something I really want to get to know. So lore wise, I really want to know it, and I want to know what's all happening, because my favorite class and build is the Hexblade Paladin. I just love building that character because it's kind of cool to be like a paladin, but not really the holy paladin. Because I like the Raven Queen. She's one of my favorite deities, if you would like to say. She is a deity. She's not one of the normal deities, but she's pretty cool. I think she's pretty interesting character. She's the goddess of fate, death, and cold, pretty much. Winter, kind of. Not really main goddess. She's not really death. She's not the goddess of death because it's a Caliburn boar, but she's like she lives in the Shadow Well. And so I always thought it was kind of interesting. Maybe you're like a fallen paladin or warrior who was saved by the Raven Queen. Maybe she found you on the battlefield, and your fate was not to die there, so she took you in. And you became her knight, one of her Raven knights, and so you use the power of the hex as your main thing. So you get the power like a paladin, but you also get the Hexblade warlock specialty, which is freaking cool. And then charisma is like your main base stat. All your attacks come off your charisma, so you're super cool. Everybody loves you, and you can deal a shitload of damage, which is fucking awesome. And I just love the Hexblade Paladin. So I'm really hoping it lets you multi-class. Because that's like one of the biggest disappointments. Some games you wanna build a certain character a certain way, but they don't let you. And yeah, there might not be multi-class. If not, I'd probably go druid, or I'll go paladin straight and just do vengeance paladin, or warlock. Could go hexblade warlock if they have it, because I know they're saying they're mostly doing the player, I have it. Player handbook, I think, or the main book is what they're using everything off of. But they have gone with different things. They don't have all the races yet, which I can't wait to see them, because they don't have the Dragonborn released yet. What else race they didn't have? I think Orc. I don't think they had the Orc yet. No, they didn't. I don't believe they did. So I'm hoping to see some more of the races come in there. At least more of the core races, like half Orc. I know they have the half Elf. They have the Tiefling. They had the Gnome. They have the Halfling and Human, of course. But they didn't have the Dragonborn yet. They didn't have. There's 100. There's so many races. So I'm more interested to see those. They just showed off the city today at the PC thing. They showed off Baulder Gate as a city. It looks freaking huge. And if you don't know, Baulder Gate is a massive city. It's one of like the big three, because there's Waters Deep, Neverwinter, Baulder's Gate, and Luskin is pretty decent size. I'm missing one. Baulder's Gate. In the comments, you'll probably tell me the other city I'm missing. But then there's the Dwarf City, of course. And there's the Halfling City that's above it. And the latest books, there's a... But, there's 10 towns, of course. I've done a lot of books around 10 towns. I've done a lot of books around Neverwinter. So I'm very interested to see what they do with Baulder's Gate. I never really I need to find some books, like actual lore books within the Forgotten Realms that deal with Baulder's Gate, so I can get to know a little more of the history of the city, and stuff like that. So I was watching him, and he's talking about like the different places you're seeing, and it looks really good. So I'm pretty impressed with just the part of the game I played. I had some fun. It's very turn-based. It's turn-based combat. But it's very tactical. Like, if you go up, you get more damage, blah, blah, blah. If you played D&D, you know what you're getting into. It is a lot of the 5e D&D rules. It's not completely compacted with it, but I just want to get that out there that I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3. It's one of the games I am looking forward to that. Starfield also looks amazing. Other than that, I wasn't really interested in making a game. I don't have an Xbox, so the other games I just want to play again is my Kingmaker and my Wrath of the Righteous. I haven't got to play those in forever, especially now getting more and more into Pathfinder and learning a lot of the actual rules. I'm actually learning a lot more that I'm like looking back at the computer game going, man, that's why my character sucks so bad, because I was doing this and this and this completely wrong. And I was building characters that did this, but it's not how they actually work. And I just didn't understand it while I was playing a computer game. And I'm having fun. Pathfinder, I see my stepdaughter, my daughter, my 8-year-old, she was playing Pathfinder. She was playing she played 2 characters. I let her play 2 characters because it's getting box. I let her build up 2 characters. She built up a gnome druid and a gnome rogue, and their brother or sister, and the rogue had a little rapier, and she had she was a druid with a pet bear. She named Cha-Cha. Yeah, and Cha-Cha was a pretty cool bear. I played with her. I know DMs aren't supposed to create characters and help them out, but it was a beginning box, and she's 8, so I created a character that was a fighter / ranger. So he did super. He's an elf. He had a long sword and a short sword. By the end of the game, he had a flaming sword and a +1 magic sword. So he was doing some amazing damage. And by the time we got to the dragon, it was pretty fun. She got to the dragon and she was like, "What is that?" And I had like little sounds and everything. Big dragon jumps out. And she's like, "Oh my god!" She had fun. So I was happy having fun with that. So I love to play more and more games with her. And so when my stepson gets back, we'll be playing some D&D again. Letting him get because his character's a mage. He did a mage who's also an alchemist, because I revamped the whole alchemist through like homebrewing, because I didn't like how D&D's alchemist is built at all. So I was like, you know what, screw it. This is how I kind of, the way I did it was, he gets so many vials that he can create a day, kind of like a mage. You can store vials. If you can figure it out scientifically, you can make it like he makes a fireball, was actually just alchemist fire, gasoline mixed with like things, so you can throw it and burst into flames. But you only make so many of them. As he's got, like, I think I said 3 small vials, 1 medium, until later on levels, like level 5, he's got like 1 large bottle, 2 small medium ones, and 5 small ones or something like that. I try to keep it to the spells. As a mage gets on, you got a bunch of cantrips, and your main level 3 spells, so forth, blah blah blah. And then the more knowledge that he gets with chemicals and stuff. He's also a mage his mixed class. He was an alchemist with a wizard, and so he was like casting spells and throwing freaking bombs. His other character, because I gave him 2 characters, because there's only him. And so I let him make another character, make Goliath Barbarian, which is friggin' strong, with the wolf totem, but he wanted to be a werewolf. And so we made a little homebrew rule that his werewolf form could be activated with his rage if you wished. So he could literally just rage as a barbarian, turning into a werewolf. His claws would do like so much damage, and his his bite and all this stuff. But he would lose like his arm. He would be like him. I would just keep most of the same stats, and he would just be a werewolf. It'd be like a stronger version of him, but just claws, and I thought it was pretty interesting. He liked it. He liked that whole feel. Like he rages when he gets angry, he becomes his werewolf form, and it just tears things apart. And he's faster. He liked that idea, so we decided to go with that. So he's got this like charming wizard guy who likes to drink alcohol, because the guy literally carries a wine glass wherever he goes and tosses bombs, and a werewolf friend. So yeah, so that was fun. That's him, and my daughter plays the Twilight Cleric in that game. So a dwarf Twilight Cleric. So yeah, she has fun. They're all having fun. And yeah, so thank you for being here. Thank you again. I know it's a little long video. I hope I explained a couple things of what's happening. Hopefully, when my computer gets here in July, when we can get it, it's going to be a $4,000 computer. So it's no cheap thing. Me and my brother looked at it. We built it up in their chart. I actually talked with the people. We're looking at trying to get my logo put on the side of the computer. And there's their Origins logo, just printed on the side. So it's really kind of cool. It's going to be a pretty big medium tower. It's decent size. And it's got so much stuff in it. It's going to have like 2 or 3 terabytes worth of freaking memory. So much power. I had like $4,200 or something like that. So it's no cheap computer. That's why it's going to take a while. So hopefully in July, I'm really hoping that we're caught up with everything we need to get caught up on. We don't have the other house we have to pay for anymore. We're done with that completely, thank God, because we were literally renting a house and paying off the bills from the other house until the guy finally signed the stupid papers. Took forever to get the guy to come in and sign the freaking papers. As soon as he signed the paper, I was like, yeah, stupid fucking house is gone. We don't have to deal with it no more. I know, lovely. But yeah, so I'm all waiting for that, and then I'll be kicking off videos, doing a lot more live streams, hopefully streaming with you guys a lot more, streaming games, definitely games, because I want to do Baulder's Gate, I want to do Starfield with you guys, I want to do, you know, Wrath of the Righteous, Kingmaker again. I want to do so much more stuff with you guys, and it'll be good. And also someday when I hook up with more YouTubers that do play D&D, I know a couple, especially when I get my computer, because right now I'm trying to play D&D online on a phone where all I have is my phone. It's really, really sucky. It's fine if you're sitting around a table and you're just having your phone and you're talking with people, fine. But if I'm trying to stream and get on all the little apps that I need to like roll, no, it doesn't work. And no. So thank you all for coming. I hope to see you next time. Be safe, be healthy. Also, don't worry about my surgery. It went fantastic. Actually, I feel pretty great after a week. I was in a little pain, Now I feel pretty good. Almost back to normal. I had to wear a stupid waistband thing to keep my stomach from, like, you know, if you know what a hernia is, it's like where your thing breaks and it comes through into your belly button. Muscles are pushing out. It's weird. I've had it for years. But it was starting to bother me really bad. So I finally went to the doctor and was like, fix it. And then it was like an hour or two surgery, laying on a table. They put little robot things into my stomach and fix it all up. Now I just have to wait to heal. I got another week, and then I go see the doctor again. Hopefully it gets me off this light duty status so I can actually do things, and I feel a little bit better, and I can get rid of the stupid waistband thing, because it's the most uncomfortable thing I ever had. And then I could just get back to, hopefully, little by little, I can get back to streaming, writing my book. That's another huge thing I'll be doing is my book. I'll be working my butt off on my book when I can get my computer. And try to get my second book and the pre-book done and out to you guys. But other than that, thank you for coming. I'm sorry it took so long. It's a longer video than I wanted to, but I just want to knock some stuff out. Have a great time, guys. I'll see you next time in the Mirror Origins. Bye.